Okay, hi everyone, welcome back to this. Hi everyone, welcome back to this video series on Windows Server 2000. So I'll just share my screen here. Okay, Chapter 13, Security Best Practices for Windows 2000. Harden Windows 2000 servers against threats. Security is a fundamental aspect of managing any server, and Windows 2000 Server, like all network systems, is vulnerable to a wide range of threats. As a legacy operating system, it faces additional risks of the ongoing evolution of security exploits. Despite this, many organizations continue to rely on Windows 2000 Server for certain applications and workloads. Therefore, implementing a robust security strategy is critical to protect data, ensure compliance, and safeguard against external and internal threats. This chapter will guide you through best practices and tools for securing your Windows 2000 server environment, from system hardening to managing user access and implementing network security measures. 13.1 Introduction to Windows 2000 security. Security in Windows 2000 Server is not just about using built-in features, but also involves ongoing monitoring, patching, and adopting a holistic security framework. With the introduction of Active Directory, group policy, and other advanced security features, Windows 2000 provided administrators with more granular control over user access and system behavior. However, given the vulnerabilities that existed within Windows 2000, it is crucial to follow a comprehensive security strategy to reduce risks and ensure safe operation in the networked environment. Security goals: confidentiality, ensuring that sensitive data is protected and only accessible to authorized users; integrity, preventing unauthorized changes to system files, configurations, and data; availability, ensuring the system is available to legitimate users and preventing downtime caused by security breaches. 13.2 System hardening. System hardening is the process of securing a system by reducing its attack surface. Windows 2000 provides several built-in tools and settings that can be used to ensure the secure server and protect it from vulnerabilities. 1. Keep the system up to date. One of the most critical aspects of maintaining a secure Windows 2000 server is ensuring that the system is fully patched. Microsoft released several security updates and service packs for Windows 2000 that addresses known vulnerabilities. However, since Microsoft has officially ended support for Windows 2000, it is essential to ensure all available updates have been installed. To manage these updates proactively in any remaining Windows 2000 environments, Windows Update. Use Windows Update to regularly apply critical security patches, service packs, and hotfixes. Security rollups. Make sure that all security rollups are applied to avoid known vulnerabilities. 2. Disable unnecessary services and ports. Reducing the number of services and open ports decreases the chances of exploitation. Windows 2000 has several unnecessary services that, if not disabled, can become vectors for attacks. Disable unused services. Go through the list of active services and disable those that are not needed. For example, if your server does not require remote desktop protocol, disable it. Check open ports. Use tools like Netstat to monitor open ports and ensure that only necessary ports, e.g. 80 for HTTP and 443 for HTTPS, are open. Important: always check which services are running using services.msc and disable unnecessary ones such as Telnet, FTP, and remote access service if not in use. 3. Use Windows 2000 Security Configuration Wizard, SCW. Although the Security Configuration Wizard, SCW, was a later feature in more recent versions of Windows Server. Windows 2000 does not have this tool natively. However, you can manually adjust system policies via Group Policy Editor to achieve a similar level of hardening. Implementing these manually will involve adjusting security settings based on the principle of least privilege. 13.3 User Access Control and Authentication. Windows 2000 introduces Active Directory and Group Policy to give administrators greater control over user authentication and access rights. These tools allow you to implement a range of security measures for user account management, authentication, and authorization. 1. Use strong password policies. Strong password policies are a fundamental part of securing user accounts. Windows 2000 provides the ability to enforce password complexity and aging policies. Password length. Set a maximum password length of at least 8 characters. Password complexity. Enforce the use of both uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols in password. Password expiry. Set passwords to expire after a set period, e.g. 30 or 60 days, to force users to change passwords regularly. 2. Implement account lockout policies. To protect against brute force attacks, it is important to enforce account lockout policies. This will lock out accounts after a certain number of failed login attempts. Failed login attempts. Set the maximum number of failed attempts before an account is locked. Lockout duration. Set how long the account should remain locked out before it can be accessed, e.g. 30 minutes. 3. Limit user permissions using the principle of least privilege. One of the key principles of security is to limit user privileges. Users should only be given the minimum level of access necessary for their tasks. Role-based access control. Implement roles-based that define specific set of permissions for users based on their job function. Remove unnecessary admin rights. Avoid granting users administrative privileges unless absolutely necessary. Users should work with the least amount of permissions required. 4. Use group policy to enforce security settings. Windows 2000 allows administrators to enforce security policies through group policy. This centralized management tool can be used to apply security settings across multiple servers and workstations. Audit user logins. Configure auditing for user login and log-off activities. This helps in tracking any unauthorized access. Enforce user rights assignment. Restrict who can log on locally or remotely to servers using group policy. 13.4 Network security. Windows 2000 Server includes several tools and features designed to secure the network environment. However, because of its age, the increasing sophistication of attacks, extra care is needed to protect the server's network interface. 1. Configure the Windows 2000 firewall. Windows 2000 did not have a built-in firewall. Like modern versions of Windows Server, it does support third-party firewall solutions. It's crucial to deploy a robust firewall to protect the server from external threats. Install a third-party firewall. If possible, use a firewall such as ZoneAlarm or Symantec Firewall to protect the server's network. Restrict access as a service. Use firewalls to restrict access to only necessary services, reducing the attack surface. 2. Configure IPsec security. IPsec allows you to encrypt IP packets for secure communication over the network. You can configure IPsec on Windows 2000 to secure data transmission between servers and clients. Use IPsec for internal traffic. For internal communication between critical systems, use IPsec to prevent unauthorized interception or modification of data. Establish secure connections. Use IPsec for VPNs or when transferring sensitive data across insecure networks. 3. Disable net bias over TCP/IP. Net bias is a protocol used for network communication that can expose sensitive information about a server's resource. Disabling net bias over TCP/IP can help mitigate potential attacks. Disable net bias. If net bias is not required, disable it in the TCP/IP settings to reduce the server's exposure. 13.5 Security auditing and logging. To maintain a secure environment, it is essential to continuously monitor for suspicious activity. Windows 2000 provides auditing and logging tools that allow administrators to track security-related events and user actions. 1. Enable auditing. Windows 2000 allows you to configure auditing policies through group policy. Auditing can be used to monitor user logins, file access, and administrative actions. Enable account logon auditing access attempts, audit file access, audit access to critical files and directories, especially for users with administrative privileges. 2. Use Event Viewer to review security logs. The Event Viewer provides detailed logs of system activities, including security-related events. Monitor security logs. Regularly review the security log in Event Viewer to look for signs of unauthorized activity, such as repeated failed login attempts or privilege escalation. Set up alerts. Configure alerts based on specific security events to notify administrators immediately when suspicious activity occurs. 13.6 Backup and disaster recovery. In addition to securing your systems against threats, having a solid backup and disaster recovery plan is crucial for recovering from attacks like ransomware, hardware failures, or data corruption. Refer to Chapter 11, Backup and Recovery Strategies, for more detailed information on creating effective backup strategy. 1. Backup security configuration. Ensure that critical security configurations such as user accounts, security settings, and system state are included in your regular backups. 2. Restore testing. Regularly test your disaster recovery procedures by simulating data restoration and backups to ensure you can recover quickly and effectively. 13.7 Best practices for ongoing security management. Security is a one-time task, but security is not a one-time task, but an ongoing process. The following best practices will help maintain a secure Windows 2000 server environment. Regular patching. Keep the server updated with the latest security patches and updates. Regular auditing. Continuously monitor security logs, user actions, and system performance. Employee awareness. Educate users on best practices for security, such as password management and recognize phishing attempts. Encryption. Use encryption for sensitive data both at rest and during transmission. Summary. Securing your Windows 2000 server environment involves multiple layers of defense, from hardening the system and limiting user access to ensuring network security and maintaining regular backups. While Windows 2000 lacks some of the advanced security features found in modern operating systems, you can still implement a comprehensive security strategy by following best practices. Use built-in tools like group policy, audit policy, and IPsec, and actively monitoring for potential security breaches. So in the next chapter, we'll explore advanced Windows 2000 server administration. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for spending some time with me, and have a good rest of your day.